Running has swept the internet by storm this past year. It seems like everyone is in their running era and I am here for it. And that's me. Hi, I'm Hannah and I'm on a journey to better myself in 2024. In this video, I'll explain how I went from absolutely hating running to recently completing my first 10K. And here's the deal. If this video gets 1 million views, I'll run a full marathon. Will I regret saying that? Probably not. But if it does happen, I will do it. So let me take you back. Like many others, I used to hate running. There were two main reasons for this. First, growing up, I had a really unhealthy association between weight loss and running. Running was always marketed as the ultimate way to shed pounds, and so naturally I dreaded running because I dreaded weight loss. I have a whole separate video on the topic of weight loss up here or maybe here if you're interested to watch after. Second, I had a traumatic experience with running in high school. I'm not sure if this is the case in other countries, but in Australia we have to complete mandatory cross country. And for someone who ran maybe twice a year, once for cross country and once for a random emergency, this was absolute torture, like asking to skydive without a parachute on. So what changed? It's a funny story actually. Picture this, you just watched the most amazing concert in your entire life and now you have to return your rental car, catch an Uber, get to the airport and board a plane to another country all within 2 hours. Yep, the stress was real. So we began running 20 minutes away to the car park, and I don't know if it was the post-concert high or the adrenaline from the time crunch, but I felt incredible. And that was my unintentional moment when I realized how I loved the way running made me feel. Back in Sydney, I committed to running once or twice a week. I'm not a sports person, but running seemed like something anyone could do. And so I wanted to push myself to the full potential and see how far I could go. My friend suggested that I focus on distance more than time when I'm starting off, and so starting in February, I challenged myself to run 5K every day for 30 days. My inspiration, Kelty O'Connor, who you've most definitely seen around on YouTube. Rain or sunshine, day or night, I was running. I joined local runs, which was definitely a step out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, this is my first time. Kind of nervous. I've been putting it off because I never ran with like a group of people, so yeah, this is gonna be exciting.
The idea at first was intimidating to me because I'm a noob and completely new to running. But running with others who share your passion is incredibly encouraging. Everyone was so busy focusing on their own run, there was no need to be self-conscious. Some key techniques my friends told me was to breathe through my nose to maximize oxygen efficiency, run from your shoulders, not your elbows to conserve energy, and keep your back straight and chest out for optimal form. Above all, running had the greatest impact on my mental health. Whenever I felt anxious or unproductive, I'd put on my earphones and go for a run. And each time I'd come back home with increased mental clarity, reduced brain fog, and overall in a better mood. Speaking of mental health, let me introduce you to the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. As you guys know, this year is all about bettering myself, not only focusing on my physical health, but on my mental health too. Navigating through my mid-20s meant wanting to understand myself better, and in doing so, wanting to become a better person for my friends, family, and most importantly, for myself. And especially living in a fast-paced world where social media is constantly trying to buy our attention, I found myself getting easily distracted, my thoughts noisy and disorganized, and losing focus on what really matters. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. You can do it all from the comfort of your phone or your computer, through phone call, video chat, or messaging, whatever suits you best. It's easy, with therapy being available to you one button away. All you need to do is head on over to their site, answer a few questions, and BetterHelp will match you to a professional suited to you. Simply visit betterhelp.com/HannahKim or choose Hannah Kim at sign up and enjoy a special discount on your first month of therapy. Make this year your best year with BetterHelp. Now let's talk physical benefits. Physically, the most noticeable difference was my legs. In particular, my banana calves grew more noticeably in size. Running builds a different kind of strength compared to the gym, such as increased cardiovascular strength, the heart and lungs feeling healthier, and endurance. Everyday activities like walking up the stairs became easier and traveling by foot became less tiring. Even with these benefits, running brought about its own problems. Some days I'd feel a strain in my ankles and my back, and my toes developed calluses everywhere. I think these issues were mainly due to poor running form, not embracing my core enough, ill-fitting shoes. I wore this out yesterday and my feet are in pain. Maybe these shoes are the issue, but it says it's running shoes, so I have no idea. These are super light though, that's why I like this one. And not stretching enough. Stretching, I need to constantly mentally remind myself. Stretching before running is okay, but I always forget to stretch afterwards. I also found when I'm running, this muscle here I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but when I'm lifting my leg up, I don't know how to describe it, like almost like strain. I think what that means, I think it's a bit too tight. Another issue was that my Apple Watch was consistently off by a few kilometers. For my local 5K run, my watch measured it closer to 7K, and when I did my 10K run, it measured it closer to 13 or 14K. I definitely need more research and help with all these problems, so please comment down below any suggestions or recommendations you may have. And of course, on May 12th, I completed my first 10K. I got up at 6:30, had a small breakfast, and then headed to the race at 7:40 a.m. It was such a mental game. There were so many times this little voice in my head would question if I could really complete this, but instead I tried to focus on the music or on the road ahead, pushing myself and my legs to the finish line. And as soon as I crossed that line, I felt so euphoric, as if the 10K never even happened. I finished in 1 hour and 7 minutes, and despite the challenge, it was such an amazing experience. First ever 10K is finished. Oh my god, that was really hard, but we did it. So proud of myself. So what did I learn in running and completing the 10K? Firstly, sleep is crucial. My biggest mistake with the 10K was running on 5 hours of sleep. It's a given. You perform mentally and physically worse if you don't have enough sleep. Sleep is not only the best form of preparation for a major event, but it's also the best way for recovery. Secondly, increase your runs by 10%. I didn't really do this, but in hindsight, I should have built up more gradually and consistently. I jumped the gun and would do a 5K, then an 8K, then a 5K, then a 6K, very sporadically and randomly. Third, try running without music now and then. It helps you to be more focused on your form and how you feel. Number 4, incorporate strength training. It helps you to run longer and faster, especially going up those nasty uphills. Number 5, and most importantly, rest. The next day after the 10K run, I went to the gym and ended up with really bad foot pain due to overuse and inflammation. I couldn't put pressure on it for 2 weeks, and the best advice my podiatrist gave me was to stretch it out and strengthen my foot, but most importantly, rest it, especially after long runs. So what now? Now that I've completed my 10K, my next running goals are: number 1, run a 10K in less than an hour and participate in a 10K run every month. Number 2, complete City to Surf in August. If you don't know already, City to Surf is the world's largest fun run. It's a 14K run, and this will be my first time participating. Some more exciting news is that I'll be running and fundraising for Black Dog Institute. All funds raised support Black Dog Institute's mental health research, educational programs, and clinical treatments. I'll have my link down below if you'd like to donate or support Black Dog Institute or myself on this run. And my ultimate goal in running is to complete a half marathon. Maybe within this year, who knows? But I'd also like to participate in many running events as I can, first in Sydney, then Australia, and one day around the world. And that was my past 3 months of running in a nutshell. Thank you guys for watching, and consider subscribing if you'd like to follow me on my running journey. On that note, I'll end off this video with this famous quote: if you want to run fast, run alone. If you want to run far, run together. And I'll see you guys in the next one. You got this. What are you doing? You're seeing this turkey? Well, this is interesting. This is my first time mic'd up running at a very public park, but that doesn't matter. Reduced brain fog and reduced brain fog and reduced brain fog. Frick, I keep saying brain frog.